I want to go over three of the most important things that you need to do now to burn body fat and keep it off. I don't care if you are at 50% body fat and want to get down to 30, 20, 15, 10. This is the protocol to do for the rest of your life. Jim Jones here. I've been doing this for 27 years. I've helped my clients lose hundreds of pounds of body fat. Hundreds. And maintain and build hundreds of pounds of muscle over that time. So a lot of what I talk about, what I'm going to push to you is what I do and utilize not only for myself, but tweak it for everybody that I come in contact with when it comes to just overall fat loss. Getting that belly fat gone, the back fat, the lower back fat. You know what I'm talking about. This fat that just bulges over the belt that just doesn't look good when, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Not that it doesn't look good. It's not healthy for your organs. It's just piling on that belly fat, that oblique fat is so unhealthy as you get older for your organs to function correctly. Okay. And that's what I'm here to help. And it's one of my passions is to put together plans and systems that works based on science and real life experience and just seeing everybody. There's a few people I follow here on this channel that are fantastic, that I really have good conversations with and really put things together. And here I am. So, number one, okay, it is extremely important to figure out this one thing. You are not going to lose any body fat, if you are not in a caloric deficit. And figuring out what that is. Write that down. That's number one, period. You can be on any diet in the world. And if you are in a caloric deficit, which means eating less than what your body is willing to store, okay? So if you need 3,000 calories a day and you feed it 3,700, that's a surplus. That's an extra 750 calories a day that's going to go somewhere. It's like overfilling your gas tank. It's going somewhere. I mean, it's not going to go in the back. It's just going to, overflows, right? Goes where we don't want it. 750 extra calories a day times 7, that's about 1.5 pounds of body fat potential gained every week. That is unacceptable for most of us wanting to lose body fat. So in order to lose the body fat, to have your body pull from those reserves instead of adding to them, you have to go the other way by 250 to 500 calories. Okay, building to that. Figuring out what your BMR is, basal metabolic rate. Okay, that is exactly what your body needs to survive on calories. So if you need 3,000 calories a day to maintain your current weight, your current life, just by being sedentary and doing whatever, that is what you need. Won't lose a pound. Maybe gain a pound as you get older, because it just seems like we breathe air when we get older and we can gain some body fat, right? But putting it in the way that you are getting to the point where you're burning 250 calories the first week less, and then 500 calories a week. Now, if you need help with your BMR and figuring out what your calories are that you need, hit me up, build. Hit the word build, and we'll not only go over that, but we'll go over part 2 here. And part 2 is diet. Plugging the diet into this caloric deficit and making sure the diet is healthy. Now, there are healthy and unhealthy caloric deficits. Okay, there are. I mean, I'm not talking about going on a 2,000 calorie a day deficit where you're eating 1,000 calories a day. And you can. Check with a doctor, but I'm telling you, just follow this protocol. Okay, get to 250 a day, get to 500, build it over a couple of weeks, a month, and start progressively. I'm telling you, you're going to see the difference just by living life in the way your clothes fit. Number one. And number two, you're going to see it on the scale, which are the two big barometers to me, other than tracking it, your steps. But getting into your diet, making sure protein's first, fats are second, carbohydrates are third, depending on what your diet is. Again, every diet works. I don't care if it's keto. I don't care if it's, vegan, carnivore, low carb, DASH, whatever the diet is. A caloric deficit will work. Okay. Now, the way my diet looks is important to this scenario and to everybody, because I try to mirror my diet in the way the caloric deficit works. It's protein first, fat second, carbohydrates third. All right, making sure I'm getting 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. If you're not getting that right now, you're missing out when you're going into a caloric deficit. You're missing out probably now by maintaining muscle and maintaining strength, a lot of other things, because your body utilizes, especially as you get older, a ton of protein for repair, for maintenance of everything from skin to muscle to joints to ligaments to everything. You're just hair. Okay, I'm repeating, but you get it. Everything in our body is made up of protein, which you have to intake for your body to break down into amino acids for repair. Okay, it's number one. And once you have that, fats are second. Good quality, clean fats, in my opinion. Okay, which is somewhat fact out there. I stick to the olive oil, avocado. I stick to omega-3s. I eat eggs that have the fat, and then my nuts of choice are macadamia nuts, pecans, walnuts sometimes. But I don't eat those. I eat those in very minimal amounts. Okay, but I enjoy them, and they're good for you, right? And then your carbohydrates. My carbohydrates are typically heavy on berries. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. You get the picture? Yeah, and I funnel those out in portions, in the correct portions. I know it can be daunting, but it's pretty easy to do. And then I do eat my green vegetables are typically arugula. I eat broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and then I pack on. And then for my high carb days where I'm packing on muscle, I eat sweet potatoes. I eat some rice. I eat some regular potatoes. Okay, those are the combination. Those are the things I enjoy, and that actually do what they're supposed to do, and they're high and very high in nutrients. But moving forward here, that's the breakdown of the diet that I typically utilize and break the calories down into those. I prep my meals. Staying with diet here, I prep my meals in a way that for 4 to 6 days in advance. I eat a lot of ground meats from beef to chicken. Okay, those are turkey, because they're easy to build meals that not only are good for you but taste delicious. And if you're not a carnivore, there's easy ways. I got great recipes for some vegan options that are fantastic. I don't even call them options anymore. It's just part of life. And building that into your lifestyle as well. So you can do this whether you're a carnivore or whether you're a vegan. It doesn't matter. Vegetarian. There's days where I go vegan, and there's days where I go vegetarian. But a big part of my week is carnivore and supplementing it. I don't utilize this word supplement when it comes to protein supplements, because by now we should be telling ourselves and telling the world that protein supplementation is real food. If you're supplementing 40 grams of really good quality protein, you are getting the adequate amounts of protein that your body needs from that supplement, and most of it is pretty healthy, especially. Okay, it really is. So moving to part 3 of this. So number 1, caloric deficit. Number 2, diet format to plug into that deficit. Figuring out on your number 1 on your caloric deficit what your BMR is, and then figuring out and building your meal plans according to that deficit. That is a no-brainer to sit on those two, even if you had to figure that out for a month, or utilize a person like myself to help you figure that out and utilize it over time. And everybody's in a rush. I get it. The more weight you have to lose, of course, the more weight you're going to lose in the beginning. Okay, but it's about consistency, and that's where I get into number 3 here. It's about being consistent with finding the right workout for you. All right. And utilizing tools. And what I mean by tools, I mean tools as a diet. Like I utilize keto, I do a keto reset. I utilize it as a tool. I don't stay on keto for months and years at a time. Okay. I utilize keto for like a week and do a keto reset where no carbs, protein, fat, protein, fat, protein, fat, no carbs. Very minimal carbs. Okay. And as time goes on, you see a big impact of that. All right. Where I was on keto for quite a bit for almost 90 days, a little over 90 days at one point. And the transformation was incredible. Check with your doctor, of course, before you do any of these diets. But it was something that I utilize as a tool. I don't stick with it all the time. Now, being consistent with your tools, okay, finding your low impact workout. My low impact workout, like everybody should, you see a lot of videos on it, is taking steps, walking, high intensity walking over time. And I know some of us don't have a lot of time to do it. I get it. Find it. We find time to do everything else in this world, in this life. You can find a way to get up early and walk an extra 30 minutes a day, even if you got to walk around your house, walk the steps in your house. Put the timer on, 30 minutes. The moment you wake up, boom, let's go. Couple cups of water, no calories in, and just utilize that time for your body to pull from those reserves. Where cortisol is high, insulin's low, your body's going to pull over time from those reserves. Just going to, especially if you're in a deficit throughout the rest of the day, and finding ways to build up to 10,000 steps, to build up to 12,000 steps. My goal specifically for my weight loss is usually 12,500, and I usually max out about 15,000 during when I want to get down to lower body fat counts and do no cardio. I do HIIT maybe twice a month where it's playing a sport or it's actually doing a HIIT workout, right? But that's a whole other video. But keeping these three basic fundamentals here: caloric deficit, diet built right for the caloric deficit, and building in low impact fit workouts is very key. And then of course incorporating weight training in there. Doesn't have to be a lot in the beginning, but getting to 3 days a week where you're hitting different body parts and utilizing compound lifts, bench presses, military presses, squats, lunges, gorilla pulls. I'm telling you, you will get to the place where you start losing body fat with part one here, incorporating part two, and then eventually incorporating part three of this. And if you need help with this, please comment build BUILD, and I will help you. I'll take you off and we'll figure this out at no cost. Okay guys, I'm out. I know it's a long video. Hit the like button, please. Subscribe today. Please. Talk to you soon. Bye.